Hey, heathens. Well, I had done this video and I was in the process of finalizing it actually when, as I was watching The Daily Show, it got covered. So I'm redoing this because in the first video I was talking about how it really wasn't getting that much coverage. That appears to have changed in the last 24 hours, although this is somewhat old news by comparison. The Defense of Marriage Act, which was passed back in the Clinton era, is something that allows the federal government to define a marriage as a man and a woman, of course, thereby making homosexual marriages not recognized by the federal government. It has recently been challenged in several courts and is getting its ass kicked. As a result, the White House has determined that it will no longer defend this act. What that basically means is that if you want to file a suit against the discriminatory practices of this act, do it now. The White House is no longer going to be the one sending the Attorney General to defend it. They have accepted that it is unconstitutional, and they're not going to be backing it anymore. If Congress would like to do the dirty work, they'll have to do it themselves. Okay. It's good news. It is. It's good news. What this basically means is that this act is about to go bye-bye. And just like when I told you before that the Don't Ask, Don't Tell policy was about to go bye-bye, and now it is gone, now this one is headed for the chopping block too. But why stop where they did? Why just stop with the way that they worded the phrase? The way they put it, to say that they were simply just not going to defend it anymore, and they accept that it was unconstitutional. Why not go the next step and call for the repeal of this act? Why not go ahead and put that nail in there and say, let's get this done, let's get this off the books, and stop wasting the court's time, instead of, well, we're just not going to fight it anymore, y'all take care of it yourselves. It's as if they don't want it to be done on their, on their hands. They don't want anyone to say, well, Obama changed this law. And maybe that's the case. Maybe that is what it is. He knows he can't win, but he really doesn't want it to be defeated, and so he's just going to kind of leave it alone until somebody else says, oh well, it wasn't me. Can you imagine? Can you imagine how all of the people who opposed the Civil Rights Act would try to take that same stance now? The people who stood in the way of ending slavery, how they would feel now if they were able to live long enough to see their ideals crushed and looked upon as utterly deplorable. That is what this issue will one day be. It's headed that way. It's going to happen. Keep in mind, I really don't give a crap what your particular views on homosexuality are. I don't care if you don't like homosexuality. I don't care if you're not homosexual. I don't care if you are. I don't care. None of that matters to me. It's irrelevant. I'm not going to date any of you as I am married. Therefore, your sexuality doesn't matter to me. So to those of you who are opposed to gay marriage, why does it matter to you? Them getting married doesn't make you any less married. You don't have to defend your marriage. All couples want the same rights. That's it. This act stops that from happening. Homosexual couples don't get the same rights as heterosexual couples. And don't give me this slippery slope crap. I just really don't want to hear it. No one's arguing for a man to be able to marry a wall or a bridge or a tree. No one's trying to argue for polygamy here. We're talking about the same thing. Couple and couple. If two people want to unite their lives, and I don't care if they're not even sexually involved, if two sisters want to consider themselves some kind of civil union, whatever, if they want to declare themselves a couple, I don't see where it matters. It's really irrelevant to your life. So I'm glad to see that this is where it's headed, and I hope someone, since the door's been left open for them, will go ahead and stand up, take the charge, says, fine, if you won't do it, I will, and let's get this thing done. Don't take my word for it. Think for yourselves.